Hey everyone, it's Roota Mittal here. Can you see me and hear me fine? Let me know. There should be a chat option below. I'm really excited to do this bonus training for you guys. Okay, let me know in the chat. Type in if you can see me. Yes, I can see you. Yes, I can hear you. Hey Neha, I see a lot of people are in here. That's awesome. Okay, are you guys excited to learn? Are you guys excited to learn goal setting and mindset? And typically, I think you guys are all super new. Um, so like this could be like your first live training with me, and I'm really excited because the energy of a live training is really different. Like you learn a lot. So my goal for this is that you guys get to plan your next year over here right with me. So if you do not have a notebook and a pen, I highly recommend that you go get it, because we are going to do exercises and I want this to be a tangible implementation workshop rather than just me speaking and you guys just like listening. We don't want that, because taking action is going to be life changing. If you take action, only then you can come closer to your goals. All right. Awesome, you guys. I'm not going to waste any more time. I'm going to share my screen and then we are going to get started. When I do that, let me know if you can see my screen and if everything is good to go. Okay. Let me know if you guys can see my screen. Awesome. Yes, you guys can see. Hey, Priyanka. Hey, Shiv Prabhu. Awesome. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start teaching, and then in between I will come in and check the chat and I'll ask you guys questions. So make sure that you are showing up with energy and answering my questions on the chat. And if I'm asking you to do the exercises, make sure you also put that in the chat. Like if I ask what is your goal, you put your goal in the chat. All right, because when you put it out in the universe, it really helps. It will help me to figure out what you guys are working on. Okay. Okay, so this is the goal setting exercise workshop for 2021. I decided that it was time I teach on also an additional topic other than goal setting, which is manifestation. So a lot of people and a lot of students inside MA have been asking me how to manifest things, how to visualize things and all of that. So actually I'm gonna start this workshop with that teaching, and then we are gonna move to goal setting for the entire year of 2021. Does that sound good? Okay. Yeah. So first, let me tell you guys, in this all process, I want to make a disclaimer. The habits are amazing. Like we all tend to rely on motivation, that, oh, let me watch this motivation video and I'm gonna be hyped up and I'm gonna work and all of that. But motivation is bullshit, because motivation is fleeting. So today I want to talk about first the importance of habits and how you can deal with not being motivated at times. And these principles can be applied anywhere, whether as a freelancer, in business, in working out, in your relationships, in any goals in your life. Motivation is fleeting, it cannot last long term, but habits are the key to showing up consistently for your dreams. So an athlete doesn't feel like working out every single day. Like if we think about Roger Federer or Serena Williams, it's not like they are different human beings and they are gifted and they feel more motivated than other people. um, everyone has the same time and energy. So motivation is definitely not a comparable factor. Yes, motivation can be produced, but it is short term and it is not long term. So basically, athletes rely on habits to push them through. Like they show up, 5 a.m. is my training. I'm gonna wear my workout clothes, I'm gonna put my shoes on, and I'm gonna show up every day, the same thing, showing up on the same time. That makes all the difference. Also, I highly recommend reading Atomic Habits. It's a book by James Clear. I have not recommended this before in the course, and I want to do it now before we get started on this. All right, just gonna check the chat quickly to see if we are all good. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna continue. Manifestation rules. So I totally believe that you can manifest anything, whether it could be a new client or a high ticket client, a new home, a new car, a new job, if that's what you want, a new relationship. So you can have whatever the hell you want, income wise, location wise, where you live, who you are in a relationship with, who and what do you want in your life. So here are certain rules that I want you to think about, to understand, to visualize, and to get it for sure that, oh, these are the rules and these for sure work. So don't believe that you can't have something like, oh, a girl like me who's coming from the city cannot do this. If you have these mindset beliefs in your mind, you should remove them, because that's just not true. It doesn't matter where you are or who you are or anything like that for you to achieve success. So you can have whatever the hell you want. It doesn't matter in what niche you're talking about. Also, don't let anyone tell you you cannot do this, or don't let your childhood stories guide your dreams right now. Like in your childhood you might have certain issues with either money or your relationships or where you live and things like that, but that has nothing to do with this currently, what you are right now and what you can achieve right now. So don't let anyone tell you, whether it's friends or family or spouse or anything like that, that, oh, this is not possible for you. Do not let anyone tell you anything like that. Also, the universe and God is an energy, so it's not against you. Like whatever you believe in, whether you believe in a God or not, that's fine. You can just think of it as a universal energy. So universe is not against you, but it's in full support of your dreams. When you believe that, you get so much power, and you get so much power putting your goals out into the universe, thinking, oh, I'm gonna hit $1 million next year. Or for you guys who are starting out, you can say, I'm going to hit $5,000 months next year. And that is so powerful to just put it out in the universe, and then thinking, yes, the universe is going to support me. And yes, I'm not going to care about what anyone else is going to say about my goals and my dreams. I fully believe the desires in your heart, like currently you might have a desire in your heart, they were put in your heart by the universe for a reason. If you have a desire in your heart, do not dismiss it. Do not think, oh, this is stupid, I'm never going to be able to achieve it, and all of that. Do not believe that. It's not true. The desires in your heart were put in your heart by the universe for a reason. And I fully believe you can craft your dream life. The people, economy, family, whether there's a pandemic or not, are not against you or against your success. So some people believe that, oh, the economy is bad, so I'm not going to be successful. Or the people around me are unsupportive, so I'm not going to be successful. Oh, I come from a middle class family, oh, I'm not going to be successful. So remove all of those limiting beliefs and blocks from your mind, and believe that all that I'm telling you right now is true. We want to be positive. We want to think in the positive direction. We want to think that whatever we want, we can achieve. And those are the rules of manifestation. Now, I'll just make a disclaimer, because if you guys have not heard of anything like that, it might sound like woo woo, and like oh, it's just things like people say, but it's not true. So I want to like kind of clear it up. I'm a very practical person. I work very hard in my business. So I like to pair my hard work along with manifestation. Please know that manifestation is not like, oh, you telling the universe, oh, I'm going to make $1 million next year. But then you doing and sitting down and you doing nothing. That's not going to help you. Like manifestation is not magical that you do nothing and it's still going to come true for you, right? It's just that manifestation is like believing it fully, visualizing it fully, putting it out in the universe because you believe it so much that motivates you to work even harder at your goals. So I just wanted to make a disclaimer because like don't want anyone to think that this is just woo woo, it doesn't work, and like you don't need to work hard or anything like that for this. So that's absolutely not true. Okay, are you guys following up until now? Let me know if everything is fine. Okay, maybe saying yes. All right. um how to manifest anything. Okay, how to manifest anything, what's your one desire? So basically you write down your one desire. Currently we're just going to talk about one. Don't want to be confused, don't want to confuse the universe. No, I'm just kidding. This could be financial or otherwise. Like what is your one desire in your heart right now? Why did you join the course? What is your one desire? Put that down in the comments so I can read it. um, so that is the number one step. What is your one desire? First you have to be very very clear of what you want. You can't just say, oh, I'm not sure what I want, or I'm not sure if I deserve this and all of that. You have to define it very very tangibly, very very specifically. Like I want to be earning $5,000 a month by June of 2021. Like that's how specific you need to be about your desires. That is step one. Now step two is going to be, why is it so important for you to achieve these goals? Like write it down. Like at this point you should be taking out your journal and writing things down. Okay, Madhavi is saying financial independence. Neha is saying I want to be independent. Ria to be financially stable and start a restaurant. Wow, that's so exciting, Ria. Amazing. So what you guys should be doing right now is you've put it in the chat. Now also put it down in your notebook. Like your one desire is to be financially stable and start a restaurant. So do that. And why is it so important for you to achieve this desire? Like write it down. Like if you want to start a restaurant, like you said, why is it important? Is it because it's your childhood dream that you've always wanted to do it because you love cooking and you want to be an entrepreneur and you don't want to work for anyone else? Or you want to achieve this because you want to help your family have better financial situation? Or you want to do this because you want to secure a better future for your kids? Or you want to do this because you want to travel more and want more freedom location wise so that you can work from anywhere? So it could be one of those reasons or it could be all of those reasons. I cannot tell you what reasons you have, but you need to figure that out. Like why is it so important for you to achieve this desire? And that is so important right now. Hari, want to start travel the world on my motorcycle. That's great. Shiv Prabhu, buy my own bike to travel and many others. Awesome. Awesome, you guys. Keep writing that down in your notebook. So we have written the second point, why it's important for me to achieve this desire. Now, the next thing you also want to think about is, why do you think you can't achieve them? Like, what's going to stop you? What is stopping you right now? Write it down. Like why do you think? Maybe you think, oh, my family is not supportive, or I don't have enough money, or I don't have enough skills, or whatever it is. Put that down in the chat below if you want me to read through, or you can just write it down in your notebooks. But still, like even if you're not writing it down in the chat, make sure you do that in your notebook at least, because it is very important. Sometimes our mind thinks that, you know we want to achieve our goal, but we have certain mental blocks in our mind about thinking why you cannot achieve them, which is gonna stop us from achieving it. So you need to know uh, what could be the reason. Neha is saying, okay, I don't have good communication skill. All right, thank you for sharing. So that's good. That is a very valid reason, because if you believe that, that's gonna stop you from achieving success. So, like, now what can you do to overcome that? If you don't have good communication skill, and good communication skills are necessary to succeed, what are you going to do? What action are you going to take to get success? So maybe you can hire a personal, coach for helping you. If that is too expensive, you can take a course. If that is also expensive, you can work along and find YouTube videos and watch movies and series in English with English subtitles, which is going to help you a lot. So, right, that is the action that is associated with it. For me, I also have a lot of like limiting beliefs and blocks like that, right? For example, I used to believe, and this thing never stops happening, just FYI for everyone. Like, no, even if you start making money, start getting clients, you will still need to go through this process again and again, as you have a new desire in your mind. So, like, my desire at the start of my career was to become a six-figure freelancer. When I achieved that, my next goal was to hit $1 million in revenue, right? So the the reasons when I couldn't think that, oh, I am not sure if I could achieve this, when I wanted to hit six figures and I want to hit seven figures now, is completely different. Like, when I was at six figures, it was completely different. Like, oh, I'm from India, so no international clients would want to work with me, and who am I to succeed, and all of that. But now I'm just giving you like recent examples. Like, for example, I'm writing a book, and you know um, writing a book is really, really hard. Number one, because it takes a lot of time. I'm also running a business full time. So that's fine, but I feel like when the book will come out, I think people will not like it, or I'll have a lot of haters, or people will not find it valuable, or they are not going to like me, and all of that. You can see the patterns arising, right? Whenever you want to do something, your mind is always creating reasons of why you cannot achieve it. So when I think of those reasons, I feel like, oh, I need to stop writing the book. Like, it's just too much work, it's not going to be successful, I don't want to do it. Another thing, in another example, is like my success in business. Like, when I wanted to hit seven figures, I was like, yeah, all right, I want to grow my business, but what happens if I become too successful? Will it affect my relationships? Will it affect my relationship with my husband, my family? And you kind of start kind of messing up the success, messing up the momentum, thinking all of these negative thoughts. However, it's very normal, because our minds do that. Our minds just want to save us from danger, and that's why they send us these thoughts. So it's not you're abnormal if you have these thoughts, but the exercise you want to do is list them all down and work through all of them. Like, I had to convince myself that my relationships will not be spoiled, because I'm gonna still keep my relationships a priority along with my business. And then I had to talk to my family about this and have an honest communication. I had to talk to my husband about this and have an honest communication. Like, we had a very honest communication of what it would be like if I become successful, or if I make more money than him. When I make more money than him, what will happen to our relationship? So inadvertently, your mind is like telling you, oh, if this happens and you're successful, something else will happen that is gonna make you sad or make you upset. So you see how this works. So that's why it's so important for you to note it down. And honestly, people don't even know that sometimes. Like, they just think, I'm not going to be successful, but there are underlying reasons that your mind is telling you. Like, for me, I had to figure out that, oh, if I make more than my husband, what will happen? So that was a reason I came up with after a lot of journaling. So, like, that's just an example, a very honest example, and it's uncomfortable for me to share, but I'm sharing it so that you are also comfortable sharing your uncomfortable truths and reasons and being vulnerable. Because when we all work through them, then only we can like overcome it, and then it kind of clears the path for us to achieve your goals. Trust me, it's not woo woo, this is how things work. And if there are thoughts which are stopping you in your success, you need to address them right now. Hari saying, now I got the right path, marketing accelerator. This course helps me achieve my goals and family needs. Awesome. Ashwarya, quit my job to freelance full time. I'm having mental blocks of even telling my parents. I'm thinking about this. I'm scared of this thought. Yeah, absolutely. So you write it down and do some journaling on why you think you are scared of telling them. Like, what will they say? And if them saying, is it gonna like affect you, is it gonna affect your success, like if they don't approve, would you give up, or if they don't approve, what will it mean for you? So like write it down. Okay, when you write down what um what is gonna stop you from achieving things, you have to do a lot of journaling, and this is the hard journey that you have to make, that I cannot make for you. Okay, so like for me, I had to do a lot of journaling around these two examples I gave you and come up with a reason, and then I had to overcome it. I had to create new stories in my mind for why that desire is possible. Like, as I said, I had to talk with my husband to figure out what his thoughts were. And the truth was, he was not even thinking about it. He was like, that's great. Even if you make more money, it's all good. We are a family and we are going to figure it out. Like, I thought, male ego would come into that situation, but that's really not the case. And, he's very successful in his career and I am too. But it's just the dynamic of, oh, a woman earning more, if and when that happens, or things like that. So like that was messing me up, and I was kind of killing my own success. So I had to craft new stories in my mind that even if I become more successful financially, we're still going to be okay, and all of that. Similarly, with writing a book, I had to um, go deep and figure out, like, okay, what if people hate? So I have had experience with haters, and I have also created like videos on that which you can watch. But if people are lying around on the internet when they have not written a single book, when they have not done anything, not achieved anything, and if they have anything bad to say about the book, then it's okay, I'm just going to ignore them, because I'm not going to listen to them, because I only listen to the feedback of those people who have achieved more than me. Like if someone has written 5 books and they're successful, I'm going to listen to their advice rather than feedback of some haters on the internet who have not written a book. um, and another thing was, oh, if my book is not valuable and if people don't like it. Now see, this is something I can't control. For me, what I can do is I can do my best about writing that book. I can be very very helpful. I can put a lot of value in the book and like include everything and all of that. But what people think and how people will perceive it is not in my hands. And honestly, I also realized that I just want to be done with it. Like I want to put one bad book out into the universe so I can start writing better books. And you guys are freelancers, aspiring freelancers, right? So you guys will be talking to clients, and your first call will always be like very difficult. You will be nervous, stressed, you won't feel like doing it, and all of these stories will come up. But I just think that you should do it and get the first bad one out of the way, because then you can learn from it, you can improve from it, and then you can move on to writing better books and doing better things. Like that's what I think, and that's what I'm doing with currently with my book. Like even if people do not love it, I still will get feedback on how I can improve, how I can do better. I can get the first one bad book out of the way, and probably I'll learn how to write better books in the future. Like that's what happens when we are starting anything new, right? Um, Let me know in the chat if this makes sense. Um, Now, the next thing you need to do is remove the negativity. Like if in point number 3, you have some things like, oh, my parents are not supportive, or my spouse is not supportive. So you need to forgive people. It's not their life, it's your life. You have your goals, and your goals are important to you for a reason. That's what we put it down in point number 2. So do not let other people and other people's negativity come in and destroy your goals. You need to forgive them. Maybe they are trying their best, maybe they don't know anything better. You forgive people, you bless and release, and you move on. And you also channel positivity. Like we want to focus on positivity when you're trying to manifest anything. The last thing you should do is clear space. Like add that desire to your affirmations and daily goal setting. Now, I know you guys are super new over here in Marketing Accelerator, but if you guys have gone through the lecture where I cover affirmations and mindset, you will know what I'm talking about. But if you don't, then don't worry too much about it. When you come to it, you will understand. But what I'm saying is, if your one desire was, I want to make $5,000 a month by June of 2021, maybe that's your one desire. So you add that to your daily journaling and daily goal setting, and you write it down in a journal every single morning. I cannot tell you guys, this practice has helped me so much. And I don't just write one desire, I write about five desires, about different things that I want to do, that I want to achieve. And it really, really helps me. So, like daily goal setting, um, practice. So put that one desire now, when you have done this entire work, into that daily goal setting journal and work on it, read through it, think about it all day long. What I also like to do is put on reminders on my phone about my desires, and like they come up at random times of the day, and when I see them I feel more motivated and positive about achieving, and like reminding myself, oh, this is my why, this is why I'm doing it, right? So let me know if all of this is making sense up until now. Is this all good? What has come up for you? Have you written this down in a notebook? Okay. Aishwarya is saying many useful tip will surely start making changes. Awesome. By the way, saying totally relatable. Awesome, you guys. I'm glad that it is helping. If you need to go through this again, I'm also going to put the recording in so that you guys can refer back to it and still go ahead and do the exercises, because implementing is very important rather than just listening to me. Okay. Planning your upcoming year in 6 steps. So now we are moving on to the goal setting portion of the workshop. Um, Again, I would say have a notebook with you to do the planning along with me. So, step one is for you to figure out your tangible goal. Now, what do I mean by tangible? Like, you have to define it fully. You have to define it very specifically. Like, it cannot be like, oh, I want to make a lot of money next year. No, don't do that. It's not specific. You only are unclear about you trying to achieve the goal. um so short term example could be, now this is not a yearly example, but short term example could be make $1,000 from clients in the next 2 months, right? Another short term example is sell 100 products worth $100 each in the next 6 months. So maybe you're a business owner, and by the way guys, if you're a business owner, you have joined the course to promote your own business, just make changes. When I say clients, assume customers. And then when I say like, oh, $1,000 client, you can just think about it, oh, $1,000 product. So you can just switch out your product and your client situation over there, and this goal setting will still work for you over there. Shiv was saying, I'm still kind of skeptical about this journaling habit. Even when I try to write something, I would just write them and never had the thought of reading it again. So, what I like to do is I like to keep my journal on my work desk. So every morning it's a habit. I write down the things that I'm grateful for, which are three things that I'm grateful for, which have happened very recently. Gratitude brings a lot of positivity to my day. Like if things are hard, being grateful is really, really helpful. And if things are good, you always want to be grateful for the things that are going well. And then I do the goal setting. But let me tell you, if you have not have the habit of doing this, start. And that is why at the start I addressed how important it is to have habits. Again, highly recommend reading Atomic Habits, and it will help you a lot. So for the yearly example, you can consider that. So this is the example I'm going to consider for the upcoming slides. For example, your yearly goal is make $100,000 in revenue in 2021. Okay, this is your goal. So currently now I want you to write the goal, like you write the goal, let it down in the chat. so I can read it. So like, what is your goal for next year? And currently we have moved to revenue based goal setting. So I'm not going to cover about anything else, just business, just freelancer income, just business income, because that's what you guys will need. And for anything else, you can refer to the manifestation part which I've taught, which you can literally use for anything that you want in life. So drop that down in the comments, what your yearly goal is for the next year. So you need to decide on a number right now, how much you want to make. Then this is your homework number one. And this is a visualization technique. Like, imagine the first day of 2022. Yes, 2022, the day after this year is gone, the new year which is going to come, which is 2021. Imagine the first day of 2022. Imagine how you would feel if you have achieved this goal. Like, okay, if your goal is $100,000 a year, how would it feel to actually have achieved that goal? Like, would you be celebrating in the mountains, or would you be going to the beach and celebrating, or would you take your family out for a dinner when you tell them that, oh, I achieved this goal? How would that look like? Close your eyes right now and do this visualization with me. What do your loved ones say about you? Like, what will your family tell you? What will your parents tell you? What will your spouse tell you? What will your peers say about you? What will it mean for all of your goals and desires for you to achieve this? And lastly, how do you feel seeing that number in your bank account? Like, are you going to be happy, excited, relieved, safe, secure? What words come up? I want you to write it down. I want you to write this entire exercise. If you want to drop this in the chat, I would love to read it, but you need to write it down in the notebook. How would you feel if you achieve this goal? What will people, loved ones, say about you? How will you feel after seeing that number in your bank account? Write it down in the chat. Neha, my goal is to make $2,000 per month in the upcoming year and spend more time with my family. Madhavi is like flabbergasted. So you want to set a goal that, number one, you can achieve and that excites you. And maybe you can think of more positive emotions that could happen. Like, yes, you could be shocked, but you should also have that confidence that, oh, I'm going to achieve it. Are you going to have that sense of calmness that, yes, I can achieve it? Neha is saying that she's going to be excited. That's awesome. Okay. Now, step two, assign a reward and an emotional trigger. So, like, reward is a thing that you'll give to yourself when your tangible goal is achieved. Like, what will you reward yourself with? Because for me, when I achieve a goal, I like to celebrate and reward myself with something that I want. Example, you can say I go on a 3-day vacation to Singapore, or you can say I want to buy myself a new pair of Apple AirPods once I achieve this goal, or it could be gifting a car to my dad, anything like that, anything that specific. And yes, you need to be that specific, and yes, you need to decide right now, just now when you're doing this practice, and make sure it's in the present tense. So basically the ideology behind this is your mind doesn't really know the difference between um, present tense and future. Like, it doesn't know whether if something has happened or is going to happen. So when you write in present tense, you're telling your mind something like, oh, this is already happened, and you kind of start to visualize it and you start to own it, and it really really helps to write your goals in present tense. So make sure you write it down. Can you guys let me know in the comments what will be the reward that you'll give yourself once you achieve that goal? Come on, guys, drop them down in the comments so that I can go through it. Neha is saying, I want to buy a car for myself because my dad already has it. Awesome. Which car? What color? Yes, I want it to be that specific. Like, be that specific. I'm going to buy like a Honda City, or I'm going to buy a Mini Cooper, like whatever you want. Just be very specific, because that will again help you visualize so much better. Yeah, saying I want to go for a trip to Shimla or Kerala. Awesome. Kushbu is saying I want to build my own house. Amazing. So when you say that, make sure you say where the house is gonna be, what is the size, how many bedrooms. Be very specific. Neha is saying it's a Varna. That's awesome. Um, Madhavi is saying MacBook Air, Silver One TB memory. That's good. That's good. You guys are following instructions. That it's gonna be 1 TB memory. Perfect. Awesome. You guys are doing great. Okay. Now attach an emotional trigger to it. Like, what does my achieving that goal mean for my loved ones? Example, I want to buy a new Honda for my parents. So why this? Because humans are like a people person. Like, humans love humans, they love spending time with people, relationships are so important. And it's great for you to, as an entrepreneur, to be able to do something great for your family or for someone who needs it. It could be a friend, it could be a family. So for me, it is something like I want to take my parents on a Europe vacation, because it's my dream since long. They've never been out of India. That is what motivates me. And why I say that is because when you do something for yourself, like example for your family or friends, um, you're going to have tough days in business. You're going to have days where you feel like, oh, I want to give up, I don't want to do this, and you're going to feel like giving up. So in that time, I want you to remember your why. And this is your why. Like, oh, I want to buy a new home for my parents, or I want to buy a new car for my parents, or whatever it is for you. Like, how can you make people's lives better around you? That's your why. For me, there are two whys. One is about my parents, the other one is, if I achieve my goals, then I can impact so many students, help them get more income, more clients, how I can help you guys change your lives and become a better entrepreneur and become self-dependent. Like, those are my whys. So like, my why is very clear. So whenever I'm like down or stuck, or I feel like I've failed and I don't want to work on my business anymore, I try to remember that. Like, oh, this is my why. This is why I do it. Okay. So drop that down in the comments. I want all of you guys implementing, like, what is your reward for yourself and what is your emotional trigger that is going to help you when you're having a bad day. Write down your reward and emotional trigger that is going to help you to keep going when things get tough in your journey. So you have your reward, and you also need to have your emotional trigger that is going to help you. Write it down, write it in your notebook right now. Okay, step 3 is get rid of excuses, limiting beliefs, and mental blocks. Now, I covered this a little bit in the start when I said why you think you cannot be successful. So, homework number 3 over here is, make a list of your limiting beliefs, excuses, and blocks right now. Okay, like, why can't you be successful? Like someone said, communication skill. So like, what can you do to actually fix it? Is this a real problem, or is this my mind playing games? Like, sometimes it's just your mind playing games and you need to figure it out. Now you want to think yourself, can I fix this problem? Like, can I be better at my communication skill, or is it an impossible problem? Remember, nothing is impossible. So now, how exactly can I fix it? How exactly can I overcome that problem? Drop that down in the comments or write it down in your notebook. You want to create a substantial plan for when the excuses creep in. For example, your excuse could be, oh, I don't have time to work on my business, or I don't have time to work out. So for example, then you can say, oh, I'm going to get up 1 hour early every day to work towards my goal. What is that going to mean for you, your business, your goals? Like, that's what you do. If you know that there is a problem, you say, okay, how can I fix it? What can I do? Like, if you're complaining there's not enough time, you get up early to get shit done. Okay. Also, homework number 4, write down the habit changes you need to make to get rid of excuses which block you in achieving your goals. Like, what habits do you need to make? Like someone said before, I don't like journaling or it has not helped me. So what I would say is try it for a month and see how that helps you, and make sure you actually develop the habit of doing that. Or if someone is saying, oh, I don't have good communication skills, then you should join an English speaking course and dedicate 1 hour a day to it. Like, that's a habit. Oh, I'm going to attend this class of English speaking from 5 to 6 p.m. every single day. Right? What does that mean for you? So write down all of the habit changes you need to become successful. For example, you might think, oh, I'm lazy, I don't like to do things. Or you might be thinking, what I said about I don't have time. So then you wake up early, or be awake for 1 more hour at night before sleeping. Another example of mental blocks could be, oh, I can't be successful because I come from this city, or I look like this, or I come from a middle class family, or anything like that. So you write that down and you work through it, journal through it, and figure out whether is this really true or is my mind making it up. Okay? Let me know if that is making sense in the chat. Number 4, create a detailed plan on the how. Like, how are you going to achieve this goal? Assuming the goal of make $1,000 in revenue in 2021, like if that's your goal, then you need to figure out exactly how you're going to achieve this goal. Exactly. Like, what needs to happen to achieve this goal? Don't leave the how on the universe. Like, that's what I said earlier about manifestation. Like, I pair manifestation and visualization with an actual plan. And by the way, after that, after I create a plan, I work really hard to achieve that plan. So those two go hand in hand. Don't leave the how on the universe. Don't have confusion and doubt and all of that coming in. For example, for reaching $100,000 in revenue in 2021, I need to increase my pricing, because maybe you guys are new, but maybe you start working with clients and you charge $300 or $500 a month. But now, if your goal is high, then you cannot really charge low. So now you have to work with only high ticket clients because your time is limited. So you can say, oh, this is my package. My package is $6,000 for 3 months, and that's what I'm going to charge for one client. Okay. Which means I need $100,000 divided by $6,000 is basically 16 clients. So you basically need to work with 16 clients who pay you $2,000 a month. Okay. That's what you need to get. That's what you need to do to achieve your yearly goal, which is $100,000. Does that make sense? Is this calculation making sense? You need to make $1,000 a year. You need to raise your prices, because if you charge low, you'll have to work with so many more clients. So you come up with a package that you're confident about. And for example, that package is $6,000 for 3 months, which means you need $100,000 divided by 6,000 is equal to 16 clients, because a client is going to pay you $6,000 for 3 months. Essentially, if it's $6,000 for 3 months, a client is paying you $2,000 per month for your services. Okay. Now let's do a bite-sized breakdown. We're going to move from yearly planning to quarterly planning. So now let me know, guys, in the chat, what your yearly number is. Like, do you have a number in mind, or like, what are you aiming for? And write it down in your notebook. Like, what is the number that you're aiming for right now? What is the number revenue you want to achieve in the next 1 year? And remember, revenue is not equal to profit. Revenue meaning it's just your income from everything. Profit is basically revenue minus all expenses. Okay. So you also need to take care of expenses. Now, as a freelancer, they are not a lot, because you barely need to spend anything to make money. But if you're a business owner, that might not be the case. Okay, so my monthly goal is $100,000 divided by 12. So then the monthly income I need to make is 8,333. However, know that the first months of business cannot maintain this number. Like, you cannot start and start getting the average income revenue goal that you're making out. So you're just starting out, you have no momentum, and as your experience and confidence grows, you'll be able to do higher months. So your graph is not this like, oh, I'm gonna achieve $8,000 every month. It's kind of like this, like I've showed in the picture. You start small, maybe first month you make $1,000, second month you make 2,000, third month you make $4,000, and like you kind of climb like that. So yes, you should divide and like create an average out of it, like 100K divided by 12 is 8,000 something. But you have to know that you cannot plan your month like this. Oh, I'm going to achieve $8,000 in the first month of business. That's unrealistic, and that's not going to be the case. So then I'm going to do quarterly planning now with you guys. Quarterly meaning 3 months of the year. A year has 4 quarters. So you can do something like this. January, February, March. Create a table right now in your book. I'm going to wait for a second. Create a table so that you can write it down along with me right now. Remember your yearly goal and then create this column, this table that I have in front of you. Yeah, so we have January, February, March, and I put the income goal as 4,000. I've halved it. Like I took 8,000 and I just divided it by 2 because I want to start small. Okay, for you it might look like, oh, 4,000 sounds like a bit too much. Again, I'm just taking examples for numbers. These are in no way realistic, but you can make it $5,000 or you can make it $1,000. You can adjust it according to your yearly goal. So after that, in January, you have 4,000. So how many number of clients you need to get? It's 2. Why? Because every client pays you $2,000 a month. For February, I want to increase it. So what I like to do is I want to increase month after month. I want to grow month after month. So I'll never ever plan 2 months to be equal in terms of revenue achievement. So for February, I'll make it $5,000. And for March, I'm going to make it $6,000. And you kind of fill it out accordingly that this comes out to be 2.5 clients. So maybe you charge 2 clients 2,000 and 1 client 1,000. And 6,000 meaning you put 3 clients over here. Does that make sense? And if you're a business owner who has joined MA for growing your business and products, then you can just put it like that. Like if your income goal is 5,000 and you have like $100 product, then that would mean 50 sales. So just do the division on your own, and you can still use this method for that. Now, similarly, I will fill April, May, and June. April's goal is 6,000, May's is 7,000, and 8,000. Again, I'll fill the number of clients over here. And I also have to keep in mind that, oh, 2 existing clients are from last month also. So we only need to find 1 more client to hit that $6,000. Now, obviously, sometimes clients will leave in the middle of the month or something like that. So you do have to account for that. But this is the ideal case scenario. And you guys will learn that more when you start working with clients. And then July, August, September, I put it 8,000, 9,000, and 10,000. Again, I make the calculation of how many clients I would need. Also considering that, oh, the clients from June, if they are continuing to pay me for July, then maybe I don't need to find new clients, right? So you can make that calculation on your own when you do this. So October, November, December, I've put 10,000, 12,000, and 14,000. And here I've increased it. Can you see how quarter 4 is heavier than quarter 3, 2, and 1? Because by quarter 4, which is 1 year down the line, I'll have more experience, more confidence, more client results, and I can achieve for higher numbers. So you cannot you cannot do this yearly planning saying, oh, I'm going to put $8,000 for every single month. That won't work. This number that came over here, 8,000, it cannot go for every single month. So you need to keep that in mind. Now we move on to monthly planning. Like for January, your goal was 4,000, number of clients was 2. So their monthly goal is I need to get 2 new clients every single month, and I need to charge them $2,000 a month. Is this clear now? Like you have complete clarity that, oh, I need to get 2 clients. I need to charge them $2,000 a month. Now, homework number 5, do the quarterly and monthly planning exercise for your business right now. I'm telling you guys, if you don't take action, the goal setting is basically useless. And if you are a business owner, simply replace clients with sales. Okay, so do the quarterly and monthly planning just like I've showed you. Like, come up with this numbers for the entire year. That's how you know that it's going to be easy to hit, because you cannot enter February thinking, oh, I don't know how much I want to make, how much I'm going to make. Then half a month has already gone by and you have not achieved your income goal at all, right? So that's why you need to plan ahead. And guys, this is just like an ideal planning. So if, for example, January happens and you make $3,000 a month, don't worry too much. It's okay. Then you can actually adjust that in February and March. Like, you can increase $500 in February and March to still be on track for the quarter. Okay. So don't worry, highs and lows happen in business. You just have to do the adjustment as needed. Okay, step 6, plan and conquer your weeks and days. So plan your weeks, keeping in mind your monthly goal. Now, I really don't want you guys to be overwhelmed. Like, oh, $100,000 is a huge goal. I don't know if I'll be able to do it. I don't know if I'll be overwhelmed and like all of that. Do not have that in mind. Only keep your monthly goal for that month. Like, if you hit your months, you hit your quarters. If you hit your quarters, you hit your year. That's what you need to think about: months, quarters, years. Do not think, oh, 100,000 is a huge goal, I cannot do it, and all of that. Your goal is to just focus on achieving the monthly goal. Okay. And now I'm going to teach you how to do it in weekly and daily basis. So now consider 8 working days, 8 working hours a day, and 22 working days in a month. So then you can divide each day of 8 hours into like 4 parts. You can do 2 hours a day, I'm going to find new clients. 2 hours a day, I'm going to do existing client work. 2 hours a day, I'm going to implement the course, which is Marketing Accelerator. And the other 2 hours of the day, I'm going to read the books which are recommended in the course, and I'm going to update my portfolio. Okay, can you see how these 4 things are going to help you achieve your monthly goal, which is finding clients, working with existing clients, growing your knowledge and learning, and updating your portfolio and case studies for future clients. Does that make sense now? Let me know, guys. Show me some activity in the chat so that I know you guys are following or not. And I hope you guys are putting this down in your notebook. So the homework for you is open up Google Calendar and map out your week. So again, you guys are new here, so I'm not sure if you've gone through that lecture where I teach you how to plan your entire week, but you should take this and do that exercise over there. I've shown you this in screen sharing mode about how to open Google Calendar and how to map your entire week. So go ahead and do that when you're planning your weeks. All right. Any questions on this? Any questions? I'm done with my training. Let me know how was the training. Do you guys have any questions? Let me know how you like the workshop in the comments. I've presented the manifestation content for the first time ever. So let me know if that was powerful, if you got some new epiphanies, and yeah, let me know. The thing is, it's just like December first week right now. And you know, if you plan your year, upcoming year right now, it's going to be so powerful. So if you have not done that, then do it right now. Himani saying, I've joined the course on 28th September and I'm going through module 3 and .com secrets. I'm not able to understand when should I start searching for clients. So just go through the course. You need to build skills first, and then you can go ahead and start finding clients, which is when you reach the clients module, get clients module, then you can start searching for it. Currently, just focus on building your skills. Shiv Prabhu, I've seen that lecture and did the Google Calendar planning already. Awesome. That's awesome. Himani, I'm stuck making my Facebook page and portfolio. So post those questions in the Facebook group. This is not about that. So let's be on point over here. It was really amazing. Neha is saying, Medve is saying, can you show the divvy up hours under the weekly division? Yeah, sure. That is it. Khushbu is saying, thank you so much. You changed my perspective totally. Awesome. That's awesome to hear. Now, here's the thing. All of these, either you might have heard for the first time or you already know, and you know, you are ignoring it, because this is really the foundations of mindset, manifestation, and goal setting. Obviously there are a lot more things in mindset which I've already covered in the mindset module, so go through that. But the thing is, you guys, goal setting is so powerful. I'm such a goal planner and goal achiever, like, and I feel like I only achieve goals because I plan them well in advance and with so much clarity, and with, like, they are very tangible goals, like, oh, I need to do this by this. So for sure, Sane is saying, will I get a recording? For sure. So you guys, if you think that this workshop was overwhelming or a lot of new information came in and you were not able to implement, for sure we're going to make this recording available to you guys in a couple of days, and then you can go through the recording. But please promise me that you guys are going to implement and do this exercise for sure before the new year starts. Shiv Prabhu is saying, I always had the mentality of low cost, high volume service, but you have changed that. Thank you. Awesome. I highly believe that only if you work with high ticket clients can you make freelancing a sustainable income month after month. And obviously, the course teaches you all about that. And if today also helped you, that's amazing. All right, you guys. Anything else? Any last minute questions you guys have? It has been so much fun to talk with you guys, to teach you, to connect with you guys as newer MA members. And I can't wait to see what you guys do in the group. So do the goal setting and then tag me when you actually achieve that goal next year, because I'm going to be very happy when you guys do that. Hari saying, thank you for the goal setting. Currently reading Ikigai. Please recommend to MA if it's good. Yeah, I've heard of it. For sure, it's a very well recommended book, but I've not read it. And actually, I only recommend things which I've read on my own. So it's on my reading list. When I do read it, I'm gonna recommend it to you guys. Sahana is saying, this is a much needed workshop. Thank you for this. Habits is greater than motivation. Yes, hell yes. And you guys need to understand that, and you guys need to work on improving your habits rather than relying on motivation. All right, you guys, this was awesome. I'll see you in the Facebook group, and I hope you guys achieve all of your goals for next year. Bye.